only at Carl's Jr.
I moved from Dallas to Los Angeles all by myself. The order of things I wanted to set up was internet, water, then power. I needed to take a shower, but I really did need the internet for work and to watch my shows. That's kind of a crazy thing to admit in front of a camera. Pretend I didn't say that. I got to Spectrum. I was so relieved that I was getting the best bang for my buck. It was a huge weight taken off of my shoulders.
Real customers, real savings. To see how much you can save, visit spectrum.com/save.
Hold on to every memory this time of year and make it another December to remember, because the greatest measure of the season is how it makes you feel. The December to Remember sales event.
Lease the 2026 RX 350 for $509 a month for 36 months.
We can tell you Carl's Jr.'s new $5.99 Cali XL burger has double the beef of a Big Mac for less. Or we could show you the new Cali XL. More meat, not more expensive. Only at Carl's Jr.
Niku Kazuri, Southern California's weather leader. Let the DJ take the wheel, make the move and seal the deal. This the new to dancing heels. When the beat hit, can't sit still. Everybody know the drill. Vibes are good, just keep it real. Music on till I get my feel. We ain't too cool to dance. Get up now. Keep up if you can. Get exclusive offers on select new Volvo models. Contact your Volvo retailer to learn more.
The Lakers and Toyota share a legacy of passion.
They call that the Koopaloop.
Performance. And perseverance.
They get it to Fisher. He scores! We've got a three!
Together, we are driven to bring the best to Los Angeles. The Lakers and Toyota, legendary partners since 1976.
Now, Southern California's news leader, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Now on Eyewitness News, a soaking wet Saturday with a major storm pounding Southern California all day long. From the burn areas to the valley and out to the Inland Empire, no one escaped the rain.
Those burn scars were a big concern heading into the storm, but things appear to have held up throughout the day with only minor debris flows. In Long Beach, it wasn't debris, but flooding enough to be able to kayak down the street.
And the heavy rain saturated the ground, toppling multiple trees, including in Altadena. In the mountains, we're seeing some snow falling tonight. Thanks so much for joining us. You're watching ABC 7 Eyewitness News live at 8 on ABC 7 Hulu and wherever you stream. I'm Liz Nagy.
And I'm Jory Rand.
Heavy downpours delivered. Heavy downpours delivered this dramatic scene from the Inland Empire. This is video from Oak Glen. You see heavy flooding and mud debris rushing down from nearby mountains.
Folks in this area are used to scenes like this, although this is mild from what we have seen in Oak Glen from the past. No reports of any storm damage or injuries, but it did bring back flashbacks to recent debris flows that happened just a few months ago. We'll have a live report from the Inland Empire coming up later in this newscast.
It was a busy day for the ABC 7 weather team, and the storm isn't over yet. Niku Kazuri has been monitoring the system all day. Niku, how are things looking right now?
Well, Liz and Jory, so we're still tracking the system. It's a massive system, and this is what it looks like on the satellite. You can see it's just hanging off of our coast. This is the upper level low that's been giving us all of these problems. It cut off from the low pressure system, and what it's doing, it's just hanging off of our coast, and moisture is just continuing to wrap around this thing. And that's what's bringing all of this rain into Southern California. So as we zoom in, you can see we have just been looking at that rain all morning into the afternoon. So heavier at times. This is showing the last few hours. We saw yellows and oranges. So we can see, we saw a little bit earlier rainfall rates up to an inch an hour. But this evening, it looks like things are starting to taper off. This is a live look at our LAX camera. You can just see how soaked the roads still are. And we're still tracking that rain, about 60 degrees degrees right now at LAX. Nice little cool down too. And look at this shot coming to us from our Burbank cam. You can still see some raindrops on the lens as well, and just how wet it is outside. Out in Burbank, we're looking at temperatures hovering around 56 degrees tonight under cloudy skies. We do have a couple of flood watches and advisories that we're watching. So this green shade that you see, the darker green, the areas in this darker green shade are going to be under that flood watch. This was supposed to expire about 2 hours ago, but as of right now, looks like it's actually extended up until 10 o'clock. And as we zoom into this lime green shade, so you can see a good chunk of San Luis Obispo, Santa Barbara counties, the 5 up to Santa Clarita, it's under that flood advisory. So this one also extending until 10 o'clock tonight. So you can see the storm is not over, and it's just beginning to. We have another round of rain on the way. I'll talk more about that coming up in my full forecast.
All right, that is a lot of rain, Niku. Thank you.
And the storm led to concerns for the burn areas where there was an evacuation warning today. Tonight in the Eaton fire zone, it's been lifted, but the area saw heavy downpours throughout the day. And of course, the worry for those living there, possible debris flows to come. Eyewitness News reporter Carly Gomez is live in Altadena tonight with more on the big cleanup there. Carly.
Good evening, you guys. That rain becoming lighter to moderate this evening, but this morning, very heavy rain caused major damage on this street in Altadena. That damage closing the street off for about 7 hours. And I want to show you this right behind me. You can see the tree and its roots lifting up that concrete there. That tree had to be chopped up as it fell onto this car. Now, this is a RAV4. It's a sedan, but you wouldn't know it from behind. It looks like it's an SUV, that looks like a sedan because it was really smashed in there in that trunk. The debris is now gone, but the person renting this car says the situation could have been much worse. These were the sounds that plagued this Altadena street all afternoon and evening as crews worked to remove this fallen tree.
We heard this big bang. It's a very unnatural bang, like a bang you've never heard before.
Jim Germanic is visiting from New York and says he had several meetings today.
My friend Tom looked outside and said, "Jim, is this your car?" And I walked outside and saw the biggest tree I've ever seen in my life, flattening the entire back of the car.
It's something he says he couldn't put into words.
I was just in total shock. I couldn't believe it. Of all the cars in the world, of all the gin joints in the world, of all the cars in the world, it had to be mine. I walked out. I'm just here for a week.
Neighbors say with the Eaton fire and now the rains, they've dealt with a lot.
Makes me nervous because the street's lined with these. So there's one right across from our house, and the sidewalk's buckling. It's just been a bad year for our street.
Nearby, some Sierra Madre residents say they've been surveying their neighborhood as water rushed through a debris basin.
It is funny to think that if we were anywhere else other than Southern California, this would just be Saturday. But here we are in all of our rain gear and stuff and braving the elements.
Back in Altadena, Jim says he's just counting his blessings.
I thank God I wasn't in that car. It's the main thing.
Luckily for Jim, he says he did have rental insurance and spent some time with the car rental company today. He says as for the rest of the week, he's definitely going to take it easy and get some rest. Reporting live in Altadena, Carly Gomez, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
All right, Carly, we're just glad he's okay. Thank you. Things turned out better for people in the Palisades fire zone. Some good news there tonight. City leaders are lifting all evacuation warnings. Earlier, the rain caused flooding and some issues on the Pacific Coast Highway. Caltrans says this morning's rain brought minor rock falls and debris flows along the highway. Topanga Canyon Boulevard from PCH to Grandview Drive remains closed tonight. One driver we spoke to is asking anyone who has to be on the roads to be really careful.
You got to be very careful out there.